Hey guys, it's your girl Chandra and welcome to my kitchen. Today what I'm going to be cooking is some homemade lasagna for my family. So come along with me to come watch me do this cooking. Now let me tell you guys this trick. So I forgot to get some tomatoes at the store. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to use actually the rotel in here because it has the tomatoes, the green chilies and stuff. I'm going to drain the juice, but I'm going to actually use this. I'm also going to use ground beef, and I'm going to use some Italian sausage, the ground Italian sausage. I have onions, I have mushrooms in here, and let's get to cooking. Now I haven't diced up anything yet, only because I'm just going as we go. Some told me to pull out the camera and start recording, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna just get my pan out. We're gonna actually put the tomatoes, the onions, and the mushrooms inside of here. Give me 1 second. I do need a knife. I wash all of our dishes. I'm just particular about that. My husband will wash them, or my son, but I just like to wash them. But I still rinse all my dishes before that I wash them. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my stove on so that we can go ahead and get this warmed up. Now, me and my Samsung stove, we have a love-hate relationship. This stove, you can put it on like the lowest eye and it still will be super hot. Most stoves, for me, like back in the day, most stoves, you can put stuff on here, walk away, come back, and still be okay. No, you literally have to sit here and watch it. I have read some reviews online before I purchased it, and it kind of said that, but I was like, everybody's experience is different. It wasn't too many that said they have issues with the heating. It's a really good stove, real good stove. It has baking and roasting on here. And it has a lot of other things that keeps your food warm. It has a lot. It's really nice. But I do have trouble with the heating mechanism, that it just gets hot way too fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm chopping up my onions right now because I'm going to do these first. Okay, you guys, I didn't want you guys to have to sit and wait for me to do all that cutting, so I had already cut this stuff off screen. I had said, let me cut the cameras off. I don't want nobody to have to sit there and watch me cook or cut, excuse me. But we're going to get back into the cooking. Our pan is hot. I'm going to throw a little bit of olive oil in here. Just a little bit so that the vegetables don't stick to my pan. And I need a spoon. Hold on. So yeah, I wanted to get all that stuff. I also have some minced garlic that I'm going to throw in a little closer to me grounding down the meat. We're going to do 2 packs of ground beef and then 1 of the Italian sausage in here. So our pan is pretty hot. I do have the onions and the mushrooms already diced. And we're just going to throw that in there and let it cook. I also have the tomatoes and green chilies that I drained the juice out of it so that I can just use the tomatoes and green chilies. Like I told you guys before, I forgot my actual tomatoes at the store. So I said, dang, I have a can of rotel. Why don't I just use the tomatoes out of there? Plus is, I got green chilies too. So I'm going to throw that in there. We're going to mix this around and get a little bit of the juice and flavor. I am going to throw some salt and pepper on here. But after I'm done with this, I'm going to actually put it in a glass bowl so that I can start doing my meat. I just wanted to get my vegetables out of the way because those are like the least that need to be cooked. So I'm just going to get those out the way. I'm going to go ahead and put some pepper. Now, I don't know who all out care in the world got these little fancy pepper salt grinders thing. I cannot stand these. They die too fast. They cut off, and they do finely ground, but sometimes you would get some chunks in there. So I'd rather just use like a regular pepper grinder like I did with the salt grinder, because I do have a salt one. No, we got a love-hate relationship as well. Alright, so this is cooking down. I'm going to actually turn this up a little bit. Once I do turn it up a little bit, it's going to get all fiery. I'm going to go ahead and throw this away. Next, what I'm going to do, because everything's going to start moving so quickly, what we need to do is put the noodles on the stove. Now, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get my pot for my noodles. I'm going to rinse this out, and then I'm going to put some water and just a little bit of chicken broth in here, just for flavor, even though I'm going to still rinse my noodles off. But we're going to go ahead and put that in there. Let's see, hold on. Okay, so while that's filling up, I'm going to come back over here to my vegetables. Just keep them going as they're making their own liquid, which is great for me, because then once I put in my ground beef and stuff, I don't have to worry about that ground beef sticking to the pot or to the pan. We'll let that do its thing. My pot is ready with my water. Gonna go ahead. I'm gonna actually I'm gonna put some of this water out. This was just too much water. Hold on. That was too much water. So we're gonna take that. We took the water out. I'm gonna turn this. I'm gonna drizzle just a little bit in here so my noodles don't stick. And then I'm gonna also get some chicken broth, and I'm gonna just put chicken broth in here for flavor. Flavor my noodles, and I'm gonna put some salt in my water too. Let that come down to a boil, and throw my noodles inside of there. Like I said, once you get to the noodle phase, and this, I mean, everything kind of goes really, really quick. As you can see, my vegetables are already cooking down, making its own flavors. We got that going. And then we're going to get all of our other stuff prepared. We have our meats. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get my bowl that I said I'm going to use. So I'm going to put everything in the glass bowl. Now, a lot of people that I see, they will cook their tomato sauce or their spaghetti sauce in the pan. I don't necessarily do that, because when you put it in the oven, it's going to cook as well. And I don't want to overcook anything. I don't want it to be bland. So I do put my spaghetti sauce and everything inside this bowl. Mix it together. But you'll see all that. You'll see all that. I'm going to turn this eye up. And we're going to continue to get all of this cooking. Remember, this is my kitchen. Y'all gonna do how you guys want in your kitchen. I'm just showing you how I do it in Shonda's kitchen for my family as they are waiting for dinner. You guys let me know down in the comments how you guys prepare yours, what steps I missed in mine, or what steps that I use in the lasagna world, and let me know what you guys think. I will make more videos of me cooking, just lifestyle and things like that, just to introduce you guys more of me. I am a stay-at-home mom for the first time. My son is 8 years old, And I have been working since I was 13 years old. 13 is a big number. I am 37 now, and I am a stay-at-home mom now. As of May of this year, 2025, I have become a stay-at-home mom, and I love it. I love it because it gives me the opportunity to kind of dive more in on the culture needs or the type of care that my son needs growing up outside of this home of ours, and then just in the world, period. I'm not saying before that me working that I wasn't attentive to him and things like that. I just have more opportunities where I don't have to call out, or I don't have to, you know, say I gotta leave early and things. Like if anything happens, or if I need to come to school things, I can show up. You know, I can be there in the morning, I can be there now. Like my time is dedicated to what his needs are. I mean, also my needs. I am, I say stay at home, but I am in the process of doing like a she shed type of building, because I am a licensed nail technician. I got my nail tech license back in 2023, and I have not used it. I do renew it. Well, I did just renew it this year. So I said, let me put that together, since now I'm not working full time. I can start, you know, getting into my passion. That has always been my passion, is to work in the nail industry. And I'm just so happy that my family's on board with it, and everything right now in my life is aligning to that. So that's one of the good things that I'm super excited about. So you guys will see videos of that transformation. Right now, all of my walls are up and things for my shop. I'm just waiting to get the bathrooms and stuff fixed. And let me tell you the exciting part about this whole thing. I don't have a contractor or a builder doing this. This is all DIY. My husband is DIYing, and he comes from that background of maintenance, building, machinery, drywall, you know, all that different stuff. So that has been definitely a plus in this transition. So yeah, I'm super excited, and I can't wait to share that with you guys as well, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So my onions, my green chilies, my tomatoes, and my mushrooms are cooking down. They are just about finished, so I'm going to go ahead and start busting these packages of meat open so that I can start cooking those. Got that one. I'm going to actually do the ground beef first, and then I'll do the sausage afterwards. Okay, so the vegetables liquid has kind of dried down, which is perfectly fine. That's kind of where I wanted it, because the ground beef already makes its own oil, but I did want that flavor. So I'm going to actually toss this in the bowl. It looks so good. I wasn't always a person that ate tomatoes. It just, you know what? I still to this day, I won't just eat a tomato. It has to be diced up and placed in something in order for me to eat it. I will not, like, I'm not asking to put no tomatoes on a sandwich or anything like that. On a burger, no, none of that. But I will eat it in a chili or in a diced up taco, or in spaghetti or lasagna. Beef in here that is cooking down. Like I said, it is making its own oils, which is really great because I don't have to add anything in here. We're just going to kind of push that down. I'm going to start putting in my flavors, the seasoning. I don't know if you guys know, but the seasonings kind of get mixed up in everything when you're doing it like this. Some people like to season it afterwards. I always like season it before. I'm going to go in there with some adobo, all-purpose seasoning. I'm also doing my salt and pepper. My pepper, and then I'm also going to use some Slap Your Mama and some onion powder, because with everything else, when I do mix it, I do like to add a couple other seasonings in here. So I'm going to use some Slap Your Mama. Don't go slapping your mama, just use the seasoning. And I'm going to use some onion powder. Okay, so I have added that. Not too heavy. Then I'm going to put some onion powder. And I don't have no garlic powder, so that's kind of where my minced garlic is going to come. I'm going to kind of put it a little heavy in there so that we can get that garlic flavor. And we're going to go from there. I didn't have any garlic. I was going to do garlic salt, but then I said, well, I'm already putting the all-purpose and the salt. That's just too much salt. I might actually put just a little bit once I put everything in the bowl, but that's for when we get there. So while my ground beef is cooking down, I see that my pot is ready for me to put my noodles in. So 1 second. So I'm going to go ahead and put my noodles in here. And it looks like, let me see, I might actually need some more, which I did buy a box because I noticed that my box or my cup was getting low that I stored it. So I did buy some more noodles, lasagna noodles. Okay, so those are in. I'm gonna actually put 3 more in. Now the thing about lasagna, I don't even know if I'm gonna need all those noodles. That's one thing that drives me crazy, is I put so many noodles in and then I realize, oh shoot, I really don't need all of those because they expand. And yeah, so I am heavy on wasting noodles and it's so bad. I have a real bad habit of it. And I'm only cooking for 3 people, me, my husband, and my son. We don't need that much, but I am cooking this meal for today and tomorrow, so this should be enough for all of us for the next 2 days, or a day and a half, should I say, because we're going to eat tonight, and then we will definitely eat tomorrow. So I'm going to let that cook down. We got everything. What I'm going to do is I can actually start getting my ricotta together. Now with the ricotta, I put in parsley in there. I normally like doing fresh parsley, but I forgot that with the tomatoes. I was in the store with my 8-year-old son. You know, when kids get to the store, they want everything. You forget everything. If you don't write it down, write it on your arm, something. If it's not taped somewhere, you gonna forget. Especially when you got a kid saying, can I have this? Can I get this? Throwing stuff in the cart and making you forget what you're getting and stuff. And it happens. And you know, that's just motherhood and things like that. So that was that. So this is actually cooking down pretty nicely. So give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and get the ricotta cheese, and I'm going to get the Parmesan and the mozzarella. I do put shredded mozzarella and Parmesan in the ricotta cheese because, you know, that does layer. And it gives that extra kind of cheesy flavor. If that's what you're going for, you definitely can do that. Like I said, my family's different. They do like cheese. And they do like flavor. So I throw a lot of flavors in. But you do have to know, I'm going to use I'm going to use spaghetti sauce. Spaghetti sauce does have its own, because I got, what did I get? I have roasted garlic. So these are the ones I got. I got Prego roasted garlic and herbs, and then I have Italian sausage and garlic. We're gonna use those as well. They have their own flavor as well that I like, but I still, you know, still put flavor in there. This is just about done. It actually cooked really well. One thing I am gonna do is drain the liquid that it did make, because the ground beef did make its own liquid, and right now I feel like it's boiling more than it's cooking. So let's go ahead and drain that. 1 second. So I have a bowl in the sink that's gonna actually catch all of this juice. Woo! That is draining. And I have to be careful because I have a touchless sink that is very sensitive. So anything that's in front of it, it'll turn on. And I would hate for us to get some water inside of our ground beef mix. I'm gonna add my last bit of seasoning in here. And that's going to be, what is this, the Saison Goya pack. That is going to be my last season that I add inside of the ground beef. I might actually need 2. I did realize that there was a lot more ground beef than I pictured with this one seasoning. So we're gonna add 2. As you can tell, this ground beef made more of its oils, so that's kind of a good thing because it'll kind of liquefy that seasoning that I put in there, but everything will get seasoned. And again, remember, once I put all of my meat inside the bowl, I'm still going to season my meat. And then I'll show you guys how I layer everything and how I put everything in there. So I'll be back once I'm done cooking the ground beef and cooking the sausage. Okay, so our meat is done. Our noodles is done. I'm gonna just wipe my stove off because a little grease had popped on here. We're gonna go ahead and mix this up, but I'm gonna let it sit and rest for a second, and then I'm gonna add the seasoning and all that because I'm gonna start our ricotta mix. So we'll go ahead and sit that in the center on the warm side. We're gonna go ahead and start adding the ricotta. The store did not have 3, or didn't have the big one, so I had to get 3 small ones, which is okay. But I had to get 3 of them. Let me see, I need something to actually open these. Let's see. Okay, so that's 1. This will be 1 going in. I usually save these, but I don't have a use for them now, and I don't think, because summer's ending, I don't think I'm gonna have a use for them. And I mean, granted, this won't be the last time that I cook lasagna either, so I'll just save the next ones. I do like to put an egg in my ricotta. I don't know how everybody else does theirs, but this is just the way that I do mine. Alright, so that's in. I'm going to crack my egg in here. And then I'm going to put everything else in there. I'm going to season this a little bit with some garlic salt. I thought about it and I said, let me use some garlic salt, just a little bit. Normally I would have used garlic powder. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this oops that I did of trying to record and show you guys how I cook. I forgot to do something. And I thought about it once that was done. Once the ground turkey was done, I thought about it. I totally spaced out on putting garlic in there. But guess what? That's okay. Because I'm going to just add the garlic in there with the seasonings. And then it's going to cook actually in the oven. Talking about oven, let's go ahead and turn on the oven now. I'm going to put the oven on, I'm going to do 380. Because I have a salad that I'm going to prepare, so I don't want this to cook. I don't want the lasagna to cook too fast. And then once I bust this down, I'm going to throw some, actually I'm going to do it now since it's already, I'm going to put some Parmesan and some mozzarella in here. So I have my mozzarella, I have my Parmesan. I'm going to actually add the both of these in the lasagna once I start building the lasagna. So that'll be in there. Now the eyes are cooling down and the oven is warming up. So I'm going to just go ahead and get this stuff started. Everything is moving so much quicker than I expected, which is perfectly fine. We're just going to go with the flow. We ain't going to complain about it. Everybody's still going to eat. And remember, y'all going to get tired of me saying that. This is my kitchen, not yours. So you do it however you want to do it. I'm just inviting you guys into my kitchen just to show you guys how we do it. Like I said before, put something down in the comments, kind of like what you feel like I missed or what you guys didn't see. And yeah, I definitely will be making more cooking videos, just day-to-day life, and I also will be taking you guys on the journey just so you guys can see my nail barn or nail studio, should I say. So you guys will be able to see that. This is what my ricotta sauce looks like. I'm going to actually stir it just a little bit more because I see a little bit of egg still in here. And I see still Parmesan. I don't really want to see the Parmesan. I wanted it to blend, but it's okay. Okay, so we're going to put this to the side and I'm going to start working on the ground beef. The ground beef mixture. So that's to the side. I'm going to take this off of the eye. I'm going to mix this up so that all my vegetables are in here. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like without the sauce in it. And then I'm going to put the sauce in it so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. And I'm going to actually, while I'm mixing this, well, let me just show you guys before. There that goes. And I'm going to actually put the garlic in here now. Oh, Lordy. I'm going to put the garlic in now if I can get it open. Oh, I can't get that open. There we go. Okay, so garlic is in. Even though we forgot the garlic earlier, but that's okay. Garlic is in. Garlic is going to be mixed all over. Again, this is going to cook in the oven. I'm going to leave this in the oven for a little bit. Probably for about 25 minutes. This to be in the oven. Probably maybe 30 minutes actually. I'll put this in the oven. And then I'm going to go ahead and start adding my sauce. I'm going to start with my roasted garlic. First, I'll go ahead and add all that in there. Sometimes I'll get a bottle of water and I will just get the excess spaghetti sauce out of there, but I didn't really need to do that this time because I actually have, I do water or chicken broth. You can do however you do it, or bone broth, you know, and stuff like that. I put that in there, but I don't need to this time because I actually have a few extra tomato sauces or spaghetti sauce. So that is mixing up so well. I'm gonna actually throw in that second tomato paste or sauce. 1 second, let me see. Let's do, I'm gonna do this Italian sausage and garlic. I was gonna do, I have a roasted garlic and Parmesan, but I had already added all that garlic in there, and so I'm not gonna use that one. Ooh, I got some of this sauce on my countertops, Lordy. It's okay. We'll clean that up. Ay, ay, ay. So that's cleaned up. My meat is looking real saucy. Fun fact, I'm going to actually put some mozzarella sauce in this meat sauce too. Or, excuse me, mozzarella cheese inside my meat sauce too. And then I'm going to add my seasonings that I told you that I was going to add earlier into this. And we're going to get all of this going. Let's see, these are cooled down, so I'm going to actually get my pan so we can start building. I just have a aluminum pan that I got from the store today. It's already been rinsed. I don't know how many people don't rinse them. It's kind of weird if you don't rinse those pans. Seeing how it just be open in the store, and who knows how long people or how long they will be in there. So I rinsed those out first. So that's already rinsed. What else did I say I was going to use in this? I think I got everything actually out here. Yes, I do. So I did add some Slap Your Mama. I added a little bit of all-purpose seasoning. I am going to take a spoonful just so that I can taste. My noodles are already rinsed off and ready for me to start forming them. My ricotta sauce is ready. And then I have extra Parmesan and mozzarella off to the side so that I can put that in there as well. So I'm going to get this all going. And I'm going to show you guys in just 1 second what it looks like. I'm going to actually put some pepper in there. That's one thing my son always says, Mom, it needs more pepper. I'm like, boy, how much pepper do you need? So I'm going to put some more pepper in there because I know exactly what they're going to say. So that gave it some flavor. It's looking real good. I can eat just the sauce like this. I mean, I would have to cook it down since I just poured it in here. But yeah, it looks really good. So that's what the mixture looks like. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna actually get everything going. We're gonna get everything going. So the way that I layer everything, I put meat down first, then I put a little bit of ricotta on here, and then I do my noodles, and then I repeat all of that again. Gotta get this ricotta. I put enough in here that it will spray it through the whole thing so that I can do a few layers. So we'll go ahead and do that. Yeah. Ovens on. Let's go ahead and start layering this. Alright, so all I'm doing now is just layering my pan so that I can put my noodles in here. In the bottom, you really don't need a lot of meat mixture. It's the middle and the top that really needs all the meat mixture. If you ask me, if anybody's asking me, I feel like the top needs the most, because once you start putting all that stuff at the bottom, then you ain't gonna have nothing for the top. I'm gonna actually put just a little bit of ricotta in the bottom too. Just a little. I don't want to make a mess, even though this should have been on the top, but we're just gonna put just a little bit on here. And let's see, just a little bit more. We're gonna smooth it out so that we don't use, like I said, all of our stuff at the bottom. Noodles are already ready to go in, so we're gonna go ahead and build the noodles. So we'll put one. I might just do threes. Do them in threes. That's probably what I do. These noodles are still super, super duper hot. Like, I mean, hot. And I'm just touching them with my bare hands. And these noodles is hot. I mean, still hot. And I've rinsed them and let them cool and sit and things like that. I think just lasagna noodles, period, collects all this stuff. That's what I think. So let me just get, and let's get to layering. Go ahead and put me some meat down. We're gonna do our meat, then our ricotta, then another layer. And I should have actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I should have put the ricotta first so that it can smooth them out, but it's okay. I'll do it on the next one. I might only be able to do, I thought that I was making more mixture than I actually did, so I might only be able to make 2 layers. We'll see. We'll see how we're going with it. We'll spread it all around. And then we'll go ahead and put that ricotta mixture down. Ricotta reminds me of like a paste, like a cream cheese paste. I don't know why, but that's what it reminds me of. So I'm just smoothing that out. If I don't smooth it out, I'm not gonna have enough for the whole, to do a few layers. This probably is gonna be 2 layers. We'll see when I get to the next layer. And it's okay, we didn't eat all those layers. We still gonna eat everything. Eat it up. It might work out the way we need to. And then now I'm gonna actually throw some Parmesan and I'm gonna throw some mozzarella in here before I put my next layer of noodles down. So that was all that. I do have, and at the top I actually have some shredded blended cheese. That shredded blended with like Colby, sharp cheddar, medium cheddar, and stuff like that. I'm gonna actually put that at the top to give it that little crisp look. Noodles are in, and guess what, guys? I did use too many noodles. I used way too many noodles, and I knew I was gonna do that, and I was telling you guys that I used too much noodles. But fun fact, I have some stray cats outside that come to my garage for some reason, so I might like dice it up and give them that with some like sauce or something if I have some leftovers. You guys let me know what cats eat, because I literally have stray cats. They're not mine. I don't have them. but for some reason they just love the comfortability of my garage, I guess. I don't know. But they there. And we didn't ask them to be there. So let's see. So yeah, we are only going to have a little left. No, we might have enough for a third layer if I spread this out good enough. We'll have enough for a third layer. That'll actually help me because I cooked way too many noodles. Way too darn many. Next time I just need to, well, let me get this count. This is 6 altogether noodles. So I probably need maybe 9, 10 the most. I don't even know how many noodles I actually put inside of there, Lord. But I know it's too many. Way too many. That I know that I'm not going to use. So I'm going to, and I was going to make something for my dogs. But I don't think you're supposed to feed dogs noodles. Yeah, no. So we're almost done with this. I'm going to come back to you guys after I'm done layering this. We're going to throw this in the oven and then you're going to see what it looks like when it comes out. Okay, you guys, I have to show you that I have enough to actually make what I needed to make. So I made 3 layers and now I'm just covering the top with some cheese so we can throw this in the oven. I'm going to cover all of this. And I might actually, you know what? I'm probably going to go give me a little bit. No, this is enough cheese. Okay, so that's what it looks like before it goes in the oven. And I'll be back to show you guys what it looks like when it comes out the oven. And I might still put a little extra cheese on there. Guys, while I'm letting the lasagna cook, I need to get the bread started. I didn't get to get garlic bread like I wanted to. So I got some Hawaiian rolls and I'm going to use that. I'm not going to use the whole pack. I got a whole pack, but I'm not going to use the whole thing. I'm going to just use half of it because we can literally eat this whole pack, but we're not going to do that today. So I'm going to just take a few rolls out. Let's see how many's ever's gonna fit. Put a few extras in there. Let's go ahead and smush it like it's okay. So I've smushed that. Okay, so we got that in there. That was literally almost half the pack. That is in there. I'm gonna just cover this back up. Now I do like to do kind of like a sauce, should I say, or like a sauce, I guess, for that. So I'm gonna show you what I use. 1 second. So I'm gonna get my Pyrex and I'm gonna get some butter. Get a fork. So, some garlic salt and some honey is the last thing that I'm going to actually put in here. Where's my honey? Oh, here it goes. Okay, and honey. Did I have a whole nother? Oh, wow. I've been looking for this caramel sauce forever. I know this is off topic. I've been looking for this caramel sauce forever to make my caramel macchiatos. Give me 1 second. Let me put this with my coffee stuff. Okay, so back to this. So while this is cooking, or while the lasagna is actually in the oven doing this thing, I'm going to make this sauce for my bread. I'm going to throw little butter in there. That's all we need. So we got butter, and I'm gonna put some parsley flakes in there too. I'm gonna do some garlic salt, and then I'm also gonna throw some honey in there, just a little bit, and then I'll add just a little bit of parsley flakes. Just a little bit. The parsley flakes are really just for color with the bread. Then I'm just going to mix that up. And then I'm going to get my barbecue grill brusher, or just the brush. And I'm going to brush this butter sauce actually on here. I'm going to let it sit for a second out. And then I'm going to actually put it in with the lasagna because the lasagna will be coming out soon. So I'm going to go ahead and brush my butter sauce on here. Hawaiian rolls really don't never really need anything, but I like to doctor them up. We are going to have a salad with this, so you'll be able to see that later. I am going to boil an egg. My family likes egg in their salad, so we're going to do that as well. So everything is covered and coated in our butter, our honey butter sauce, should I say. Let me just make sure all sides and nothing's missing. Okay, so this is all good. Everything's coated nice, evenly, and neatly. And I'm going to let that do its thing. Put this to the side because we don't need any more of that. I'm going to check on the lasagna. It actually looks great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my bread in at the bottom. We'll let all that cook. We're gonna let the lasagna cook for like another 15 minutes. And then I'm just gonna put the broiler on there. While that's cooking, I'm just gonna go off camera so I can clean up my kitchen. I don't like waking up to a dirty kitchen. And I always cook breakfast during the weekend. You ain't gonna get no breakfast out of me during the week, but I will cook big breakfast on the weekend. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all that stuff and everything cleaned up so that I can make sure my kitchen's clean. So when I get up in the morning time, I can make my family breakfast. We'll put my honey back, and yeah, we'll get everything going. I will show you guys the end results of what the... Okay, you guys, so it is done. That is the final look. I'm gonna go ahead and plate it. Let's see. Ooh, that slid right off. Okay, let's see what we got. Ooh, that is falling apart. That look good. Ooh, that's a lot of lasagna in there. That's a lot of that sauce. Let's put a little on the top. That's the lasagna. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how you guys like my lasagna. This is my first video back on YouTube. I did make a video before of doing stuffed bell peppers, but I said let me get a little more creative. And like I said before, I am now a stay-at-home mom, which has been such exciting and opening up so many different doors for a relationship for me and my son, who is 8 years old, with me and my husband. I don't have to focus so much on clocking in and out for someone. Again, this your girl Chandra. Thank you for watching my video.